Okay, so today we are going to look at how to use PowerPoint Zoom, which a number of people have commented to me that it reminds them of Prezi, which we do not recommend using in Anne Arundel County Public Schools because it's not exactly COMAR compliant, but you do have some Prezi-like features available in PowerPoint. So I'm going to open a new PowerPoint, and I'm actually going to also show you. You might not have access to this one yet. I just got access to it recently, but there's a new feature within PowerPoint where you can start with an outline. And just to show you that, it's kind of a bonus topic. I'm going to grab one of their suggested ones, volcanoes. And so the beauty of this is that students can start with sort of an outline. It doesn't really do the content for them, but for those kids who have a hard time getting started with something, and you can customize this. So if I want to, get rid of anything in particular on here, I can do that. So it just sets up sort of a template for the presentation, and suggests some different backgrounds, and creates my outline. Okay, it tells the user some things they might want to think about, mentions some other related topics that aren't already included in here as things that they can do further research on. So here's the actual title page and sort of a table of contents. We're actually going to use the table of contents as what we use to zoom. So zooming is a feature that you'll find under the Insert tab. So you do need to have other slides to go to in order to zoom. That's what you're doing, is you're zooming to those slides. So I'm going to use my table of contents, and the way I used to do this was I would sort of highlight this, right click on it, and choose to link. And rather than linking to a website, like you're probably familiar with doing, you can link to other places in this document. So I could make something clickable so it would take me to another page. So that worked great with the table of contents. If I click on etymology, I want it to go to the etymology page. Okay, so that was one way you could do this, but it wouldn't bring you back. So I could get to that page, but then I'd have to add a link on that page to bring me back. And it simply just opened that other page. And once we get something inserted here, you'll see that this looks a little different than just going on to another page. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab, choose Zoom, and these are slide zooms that we're doing. So it creates a link to another slide, and I'm going to choose etymology. And it actually puts a picture of that slide, a little tiny picture or large picture. This is now an object that I can resize, could spin it around if I wanted. All right. And so if I'm really going to make this my table of contents, then I have some planning to do and some organizing to do. I might want to change the size of this and turn this whole page into sort of a table of these clickable links. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how this works. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to move my text box up some. Oop, get up there. And I'm going to make some space to add a few more images. All right, so now I'm going to click on that link that I'm zooming to. And now that I have it selected, I'm going to click on the Format tab that opens up over here. So if that's not selected, then I have nothing to format. So I select that. Now I can format that, and it's important to click on Return to Zoom. Otherwise, what happens is I click here during my presentation, I get to the etymology page, and now all I can do is click the right arrow or left arrow to move forward or backwards one slide again. And what I want to do is be able to get back to my table of contents so I can get to any other slides. So I'm going to add another zoom. Click Insert, Zoom, slide zoom again. This time I'm going to choose Plate Tectonics. I do want to get this to at least be the same size. All right. So now I have two slides here. I'm going to go ahead and format that one. And just to show you what this looks like, here I am in my presentation. I want to click on etymology. You can see it kind of zooms me in. It's not like the slide I'm on disappears and the etymology slide appears. It actually zooms in on it. Because I clicked return to zoom, now when I click on this slide, it takes me back out to where it was when I clicked to zoom to it. Plate tectonics works the same way. All right, so I happen to be putting mine in order here, but if I wanted to say add them, say more, I don't want to say randomly, but if I want it to be a little more like a Prezi, because Prezis didn't have to be linear the way I'm lining them up here. So if I want the kind of randomness of bouncing around to different places, now I can zoom in anywhere. All right, so a little bit of movement. The only reason that it spins is because I turned this one. If I want to get rid of that spin, whoop, then I'll just go in here and straighten that out. Okay, so the type of movement was really the issue that we've always had with Prezi not being Comar compliant. So by choosing not to rotate, then the process of zooming in won't rotate the screen as well. All right. So if this is simply a slide where I can go to any point in my presentation, it doesn't have to be delivered linearly, then feel free to just move these to assorted places. If you do have a topic that you do still have to present in a natural order, then you probably would actually want to line them up linearly. Okay, so where you put them on the page is up to you. And as an added bonus, you can also replace these images. So when I click on it and choose format, I can also change the image, and I can search for a new image online, or if I have an image already saved to a file, I can use that as well. Okay, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have a 3D shark take me to etymology. So that's just a sample. But now that I have replaced that, this is simply, rather than having a thumbnail, it's just an icon of sorts. So when I click in there, it still takes me to that slide. So there are probably some situations in the classroom where you don't necessarily want students to be able to see a thumbnail of what that is before you go to it to discuss that content. And so you can sort of mask the content somewhat by inserting another image there instead. Okay, so that's how you do Zoom in a PowerPoint presentation. Again, it's under the Insert tab. Choose Zoom and Slide Zoom, and then you select which slide you want to zoom to. And don't forget to go to Format and choose Return to Zoom if you want to be able to get back to the original page that you're clicking from. All right, thanks for watching.